Hi, thank you for coming to our presentation. We're presenting on DEI in the age of COVID. Now I'll pass it on to Simi to talk about our problem statement.
So, due to the disproportionate impact of COVID on minority groups and xenophobia that has accompanied the virus, our group will pursue a solution that addresses racism on campus and provides greater resources to students in need or in order to combat the magnified impact that these groups have endured and to ensure a safe and inclusive community at U of M. The data we used to gather information on our solutions were from University of Michigan's Fall 19 Student Body Snapshot, the result of U of M's 2016 Student Survey on DE&I, the press and release articles covering COVID-19 and some of the response and aid initiatives from various universities. And our conclusions were that we found that COVID-19 impacts minorities at a disproportionately higher rate. At U of M, 14% of students are underrepresented minorities, 70% receive financial aid, 55% of students work, and underrepresented students are 11.2% less satisfied than white students. To keep students engaged and enrolled during COVID, U of M must use language that conveys care and sense of urgency, and to show support and to share necessary information and resources to the students who are critically impacted by COVID. There must be consistent communication between faculty, administrators, students to grasp feedback and to analyze improvement. So some of the recommendations that we were able to come up with were inclusive testing, provide greater access to testing and healthcare for students and staff without insurance, classroom policies to be able to give a more personalized help in the form of additional mentors, tutors, and GSIs, and awareness videos to educate the student body about safety protocols and counter against xenophobia.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the specifics with the inclusive testing part of our plan. So according to our research, approximately 8.7% of students do not have health insurance, with a disproportionate number coming from people who are African American or Hispanic. Although the Families First Coronavirus Response Act mandates that the cost of testing is covered, students might face fees for visits that do not result in testing, with these fees ranging from anywhere from $50 to $200, which this cost might dissuade students who are ill from not seeking testing. So to help combat this, we have 3 subpoints that we believe could be very helpful and being able to help just mitigate this problem. So first off, we have just being able to have more access for students, being able to consult with a doctor via a phone call before coming in to see if they need an appointment to discuss their symptoms and just really try seeing if they potentially have COVID. So when they do come in, they can be administered a test. And then our next point is students who come in who don't have insurance and are not administered, who end up not being administered a test, the university will subsidize this cost and they will pay with this with the relief funding. And then finally, the university needs to set up pop-up tents around campus that are able to accommodate more students who wish to seek testing and have locations that are all across campus, whether it be North Campus, the Hill, South Campus. So any student, they have a quick access area that they can seek testing at.
Thanks for that portion, Alyssa. Now I'm going to talk about inclusive classrooms. So what we've really seen from the survey that we conducted is that a lot of students feel like they need additional help going to school, dealing with health crisis issues, financial issues in the age of COVID with the university. So because of this, we thought of two major solutions to that. And that comes through classroom policies and additional resources. Within classroom policies, we want to give students the option to be able to go to school 100% online and still be able to get the best input out. So for classes that are not only online, we want students to be able to have the option to go there instead of going to the classroom. And this comes through making sure that classes are recorded 100% of the time. And then for classes that are taking place online, we also want to have the recording option for students who are in different time zones and don't have the availability to go to class at the same time as students within the Eastern Standard Time zone. So another classroom policy to go with that is more leeway when it comes to giving students assignments. So we feel that students should have the opportunity to turn in 1 to 2 assignments late while communicating with their professor. That way we minimize students being graded based off like any health or financial issues that might be hindering their success in the classroom. And then additionally to that, we want to make sure that we're giving students additional resources, especially because from our survey, the majority of students have a harder time learning online. So with this, we want to hire over 600 additional TAs to be able to work in the classroom. With these TAs, students will be able to have more one-on-one coaching time, with these TAs being able to work in small groups of 5 to 10 students. And then on top of this, these TAs would come from people of low socioeconomic status or minority backgrounds. That way we're making sure that this increase in employment benefits those who need it the most.
Thank you for that, Karla. So now we're going to talk a little about the awareness videos. So just with COVID happening, being a lot of emails from Alyssa, from various people, administration, about kind of what's going to be happening on campus in the fall. And sometimes it's pretty hard to keep track of all of these emails. So with the awareness video, it'll be one place to consolidate all of that information for students to go to and figure out, so what is the protocol for this, what is the protocol for that. So within the video, we're thinking about having representatives from housing, speaking about the changes that are happening in dorms. How are they making residence halls safe for those students who do choose to return and live in dorms? How about dining for the students who are living in the dorms? How are they going to eat safely? Kind of those protocols that are going into that. But then also on a larger scale with just study spaces and libraries and things of that sort, because many students do take advantage of those throughout the semester. So having librarians kind of speak about what are some of the safety protocols we're using so that students are able to feel comfortable when they come into these spaces and study in them. So then from there, I'm going to pass it off to Gerard to talk a little bit more about the awareness videos.
Yes, thank you, Jasmine. So for more about the awareness video, we would just like to point out that a lot of these policies and a lot of these like safety measures that is trying to take for students are really important, but what's more important is like showing the support and the encouragement that the University of Michigan has towards the students. Students need to feel that they're being listened to, that they're being supported by their institution. And I think to add on to including health information in the video, I think we believe that encouraging words from staff and faculty is just as important. This will help like student retention and making sure that students are excited to come back in the fall, or at least hopeful that everything's going to work out for semesters to come. And with that, we would just like to say thank you for listening to our presentation and giving us an opportunity to talk about our plans and our ideas. And we hope to work with the University of Michigan planning team for COVID-19. So thank you.